The moon that wanted a name. There had always been one moon, big, bright, proud, and round, and wrapped in every story the sky could hold. It lit oceans, pulled tides, turned wolves into poets and rivers into mirrors. Everyone knew the moon. Everyone sang to it. And then, one night, there were two. The second moon wasn't as big, or as round. It floated a little lower, a little off to the side, and it glowed, just barely, a soft, pale shimmer, like someone had whispered light into the corner of the sky. Not many noticed it first. An owl blinked and muttered, "Strange haze tonight." A badger looked up once and said, "Looks like the moon has a shadow." And a small chorus of frogs turned their heads and went back to singing about cattails. The big moon didn't shift, didn't welcome, didn't share its stories. The second moon said nothing, but it felt everything. It rose again the next night, and the one after that, always behind the first, always quiet. It tried glowing a little brighter, not much, just enough to be noticed. But no one sang to it, no one made wishes toward it, no one asked if it had a name. So it started drifting lower in the sky, just a little, just enough to give space. By the end of the week, it wasn't sure if it was supposed to be there at all. But down below the sky, past the treetops and cloud lines and chimney smoke, a small nightbird was watching. They weren't a particularly important bird. They didn't fly in flocks. They didn't have fancy feathers or collect shiny things, but they noticed things. And one evening, while gliding through a cooler stretch of air, the bird looked up and said, "Huh, you're new." The small moon didn't answer. Of course it didn't. Moons don't talk, but the bird wasn't discouraged. They tilted in flight, made a lazy circle around a rising gust, then settled on a breeze that let them float alongside the moon for a while. "You're not very bright," the bird said conversationally, "but neither am I." Before breakfast, the moon flickered just once. The bird paused. "Did you just blink at me, Session?" The moon didn't flicker again, but it stayed where it was, and the bird stayed a little longer than they meant to. The next night the bird returned, and the night after that. They brought stories. "Wind smells like cedar tonight. Might be snow soon. I saw a fox chase her own tail into a berry bush. She did not look pleased. I think the stars up here are just watching us for fun." The moon didn't answer, but it listened. And it never drifted lower again. One evening, after the sky had turned that deep sort of blue that makes you want to say something important, the bird hovered in their usual spot and looked at the small moon. "You don't have a name, do you?" The moon stayed very still. "I figured. No offense. The big one up there's got 1,000. Yours must have gotten lost in the shuffle." The moon pulsed faintly, not bright, but steadier than before. The bird nodded, solemn. "Well then, you need one." They thought for a moment, turning a slow circle in the air. Can't call you Mini-Moon." That sounds rude." "Second moon?" No. Too clinical." They stopped. "Luma," they said. "That's soft enough, right?" The moon glowed, soft and whole, not sharp or blinding, just present. "Luma it is," the bird whispered. That night, the clouds parted gently around Luma instead of blanketing her. A ripple passed through the stars, faint as a breath. Like they'd heard. like they agreed. The bird started including Luma in stories. Once upon a sky there were two moons, one who ruled the tides, and one who kept watch over the quiet dreams nobody remembered. One pulled oceans, the other held secrets. The bird told these stories to breezes and tree branches, and once to a sleepy rabbit who mumbled, "Oh, that's nice," and fell back asleep. Most creatures still only noticed the big moon, but just a few, began to look twice. "That's not a cloud, is it?" "No, I think it's the little moon. She's not as bright. Maybe she's not supposed to be." Luma didn't rise any higher. She didn't glow like the big moon. She didn't become famous. But she stopped flickering. She stopped hiding. She held her soft light every night in the place she chose. And the bird always returned. Not to pull tides, not to sing songs, just to fly alongside something that now had a name. The sky didn't change, the world didn't bow, but the night had two moons now, and on quiet evenings, when the wind settled and the trees leaned in, someone always whispered, "Good night, Luma." And Luma, though she never spoke, glowed just a little warmer. Not every moon has to pull the sea. Some just light the path for those who feel forgotten. And sometimes that's the kind of moon we need most. If you enjoyed this story and would like to hear more from the Kind Chicken universe, please like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.